Good afternoon, Mark. Welcome for coming to see us today. My name's Felicia and I'm your intake worker today. Did you have a good trip in here today?
Yeah, it was all right.
That's good. How did you get here today? Like, did you drive?
Oh, yeah, drove the ute.
Oh, great. All right, that's great to know. All right, so I'm your intake worker, as I said, and so before we get started, there are just a few things that I have to talk to you about. So I just want you to know that everything you say to me today is confidential, and we value your privacy greatly. So everything you say will be kept confidential. And we do have a duty of care to keep you safe. So the only time we would have to disclose any information about you is if you told us today that you're going to harm yourself or somebody else, because we do have a duty of care to you and subsequently that other person. Are you okay with that today? Do you understand that?
Yeah, I understand. So none of this stuff will go back to the army or anything, yeah?
No, definitely not. We will discuss that further down in the meeting when you start to explain a bit to me about why you're here. So that's fine. So I just would like to know if it's okay for me to take notes, being your intake worker, to take notes for you today, just for our records. So if you need some help, we can direct you in the correct place to go, and also just permission to share information with supports. But we would not do that without your permission. So if there was something you needed and there was an organisation, it's just for information sharing, but that would never happen without your permission. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's all right.
Great, okay. Mark, I just want to let you know that you have the right to feel safe while you're here today and to actually be safe as well. And I really appreciate that you've come to see us today. So I just want to let you know that if at any time you don't feel safe, that you're able to stop the meeting, and you can direct that. And you're also able to say as little or as much as you would like today. Does that sound okay to you?
Yeah, I feel pretty safe.
Yeah, that's great. Okay. And you also have the right to complain today, so about me or the organisation. So if you felt that I was rude to you, or you weren't being listened to, or somebody in the organisation was rude to you on the way in, you have the right to complain about us. Did you get the brochure that I sent to you about the right to complain?
I had a quick read. Yeah, I got it.
All right, no worries. So thank you for coming here to see us today. Are you able to, and if you're comfortable, are you able to tell me about some of your needs and your journey and why you've come here today? Like perhaps there might be something you'd like to share.
So much crap going on. I'm not really sure where to start. I've done a couple of tours in Afghanistan.
Right.
They were pretty messed up, actually. So I have nightmares and flashbacks and stuff,
Right.
Really can't stand the fact that they sent me back to that bloody place twice.
Okay.
And I suppose I drink a hell of a lot just to kind of cope with it. I feel a bit sort of like maybe I shouldn't be here.
Right.
What good am I? I haven't ever actually tried to top myself or anything, but it's a bit hard to get past what sort of happened over there, and you don't really get people to talk to that even get you or understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Got a wife, she doesn't understand either. Sometimes you've got to give her a backhander, like it's just, she doesn't understand.
Okay. Yeah.
It gets on my nerves occasionally.
Okay. I'm just thinking about what you've told me so far about your two tours to Afghanistan, and your nightmares and your flashbacks. Have you ever been able to speak to anybody or get some help or counselling for that?
Just, I'm a bloke, you just suck it up, yeah? You don't talk about shit like that. You just kind of, go about your day. I didn't have a great childhood either. So, how much can you talk really?
Okay.
Mum raised me on her own. Oh man, she was a cow. She used to burn me with cigarettes and when I misbehaved and stuff. So yeah, it's just been one of those things. Everyone has a terrible time sometimes, but yeah, sometimes I think my wife would be better off without me, and and hey, I'd get back at the army if I wasn't here, eh?
Right, okay. So yeah, okay. So just from what you've been telling me, it sounds like you've had quite a few traumatic experiences. Would you agree that they've been traumatic or very distressful for you
Yeah,
in the past?
I suppose so, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And it sounds to me like with not being able to sleep and the flashbacks about your tour in Afghanistan, that seems that the trauma could be perhaps, coming back to you and you not being able to sleep. Do you think it's from the tours and what happened in Afghanistan?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. It totally screwed my head.
Okay, no worries. And with the alcohol, are you able to articulate that, how often that might be happening, and why you do that?
Well, why? Block out the memories, if you pass out, you don't have to think about it. So probably every few days.
Okay, all right. How supportive has the Australian Defence Force been with these issues? Have you had an opportunity to speak to them, or what are your thoughts and feelings about them?
Oh, you don't want to know what my thoughts and feelings are about them. Yeah, look, I spoke to them years ago, but yeah, they weren't much chop back then. So yeah, I've just kind of dealt with it myself.
Okay, so are you saying to me that they have not been supportive?
Oh, what can they do, really? They're a bunch of blokes. We just kind of just go about our thing. Who talks about that sort of stuff?
Okay, all right. Mark, it sounds like you've got a lot going on there, and you have quite a few topics that I can tell we're not going to be able to cover today.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking what outcomes and choices you'd like to make on this journey for yourself. What sort of steps to recovery would you like? So, what would your priorities be if you wanted to get some help for some of these things?
I definitely need to get some help with the binge drinking.
Yeah. Okay.
My relationship with my wife suffers because I get pretty volatile.
Okay.
And yeah, maybe some help with the PTSD.
Yeah.
I hate calling it that. We all went there and we all did our jobs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I suppose I need some help there. And maybe with always feeling like crap.
Okay. When you say,
Depression.
yeah, okay. Yeah, I was just going to ask, is that how you felt? Okay. Yeah, look, that sounds like a good plan, and it's great that you've come in today and taken those first steps, and it sounds like you've got some ideas about some path to recovery. I just want to ask about your relationship with your wife. You say, I think you said you gave her a bit of a backhander. Is that the word that you used?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I only tend to do it when I'm like really, really pissed. But
Okay. Yeah, that I
Um,
was just wanted to get some clarification with that. So it's only when you're intoxicated that happens.
yeah, yeah. And I feel really shit house afterwards, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
I need to get it under control.
Yeah. Okay. And it's a really good thing that you've actually acknowledged that, and you can see why that happens. So I think that's a really good step.
Yeah,
Okay. I have had a look at a few things for you, and this will be totally up to you. As I said, this will be driven and directed by you because this is a safe place. We do have, there's an organisation called Open Arms. They're a counselling organisation for veterans and families, which you would come under that category. Now, I just want to let you know and disclose some information to you about them.
yeah.
Now, they're actually bound by the Privacy Act 1988 and also the Australian Privacy Principles, which means they will not share your information with the Department of Veterans Affairs without your permission, and they will not share your information with the Australian Defence Force if you seek them out on your own. So what does that...
True.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so if you were to seek them out on your own and approach them through us, they will not share any information with the Australian Defence Force. If you were still in the Defence Force and they sent you there, they would information share with the Australian Defence Force. But because you're not there anymore, they will not share that information. So how do you feel about that?
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Oh, yeah, that's good. All right. So, and they also help you with like substance and alcohol misuse as well. So I'm just thinking if it's all right with you, they would be able to do all of that under the same roof as them. They might have someone in another department, but you would be able to get all that help under the one organisation. Does that sound like a plan?
Yeah, that sounds sweet.
Yeah, all right. So we can definitely do that for you. And I don't know how you relate to people, but I have found it's called White Psychology in Ballarat, and they actually can help you with your post-traumatic stress disorder and your trauma issues, as can the Open Arms. But this actually has a male psychologist. I mean, have you had any thoughts about whether you wanted to speak to a female or a male?
Hey, a bloke would be really good if there was a male I could talk to.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So, well, that's a good thing then. So that's great. All right. And I'm just thinking, Mark, because you do have a few things, I'm just thinking that perhaps we could allocate for you, if you would like, to have a case manager, so that you could, and it could be a bloke.
Hey.
And so if you wanted to talk about blokey stuff and all this stuff, you might feel more comfortable with him than you do with me. So that's also an option for you as well, if you'd like that.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
All right. Oh, that's great. All right. So we can tick those off the list for you. So that's great. Now, is there anything else you would like to ask of me today? Do you have any other questions or anything like that before we sort of start to finish up the session today?
No, not really. We're going to make it to another time. Maybe I'll think about something in between.
Yeah, for sure.
In between visits.
Yeah, okay. Do you feel like you have been listened to today by me?
Yeah, you're a pretty cool chick, actually.
Oh, thanks so much. You sound pretty cool yourself. All right, that's great. Well, thank you for sharing part of your journey with me today, Mark. Yeah, I would like to make a follow-up appointment with you just to touch base and see if these appointments are going well, and to make sure that they they have started for you. Would you like us to make those appointments for you and write them on a card, or how would you like to do that?
Yeah, that sounds the easiest for me.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not going to remember all that stuff.
Yeah, no worries. Okay. All right, Mark, thank you very much for taking the time to come to see me today. And would you like the same time and day as today? So like Tuesday at 5 p.m. Would that still suit you?
Yeah, that sounds sweet.
Yeah, all right, no worries. All right, Mark, thank you very much for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
No worries. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.